Good evening and welcome to the Bulls and Company Fieldhouse for another great night of Marshfield Tigers basketball. Tonight's matchup is between the DC Everest Evergreens, who come into tonight's game with a record of 8-7 and 5-3 in the Valley, and our own Marshfield Tigers, who come in with an 8-8 record, 6-3 in the Valley. Tonight is also Parents' Night, so we will be recognizing all the parents of our fine basketball players here for the Tigers. First for the varsity we'll start out with, and then we'll move on to the JV3, JV2, and JV1 teams following that. So if we could have our varsity team members and parents come on out to the floor at this time. First for the Tigers varsity team, player number 1, Isaac Memberton, his parents, Mark and Janelle Memberton. Number 2 for the Tigers, Brent Bowman, his parents, Dean and Shanna Bowman. Number 3, Thomas Olson, his dad, Mike Olson. Number 4, Reed Miller, his parents, Jay and Sarah Bennett. Number 11, Seth Anderson, his parents, Jill Stravinsky and Joel Anderson. Number 12, Sam Hinson, his parents, Mark and Vicki Hinson. Number 14, Preston Wagner, his parents, Tom and Renee Wagner. Number 20, Anthony Postoluk, his parents, Rob and Courtney Postoluk. Number 21, John Reigel, his parents, Daryl and Jane Reigel. Number 22, Cody Corth, his parents, Rob and Brenda Corth. Number 23, Adam Howell, his parents, Tammy and Brian Howell. Number 34, Grant Urban, his parents, Greg and Chris-Ann Urban. And the team manager, Alec Wagner, his parents, Scott and Lisa Wagner. That's your Tiger varsity basketball team and their parents. Let's please thank all those parents for doing such a fine job raising good kids. Number 12, Caleb Atney, his parents, Tony and Bobby Atney. Parker Witt, his parents Troy and Carrie Witt. Number 20, Justin Post, his parents Aaron and Heidi Post. Number 21, Simon Slade, his parents Chelsea and Mike Slade.
I got it.
Number 22 is Jack Norbeck, his parents are Sarah and John Norbeck. Number 34, Matthew Donovan, and his parents Chris and Amy Donovan. And finally, number 40, Jordan Anderson, his parents Crystal Anderson with Ed and Jordan Boson. So these are your JV2 and JV teams. Let's please give those parents a nice round of applause as well. Now we'll have the partner JV1 team come on up. For the JV1 team, player number 2, Joey Gale. His parents are Dennis and Marie Gale. Number 4, Will Nikolai. His parents, Robbie and Allison Nikolai. Number 12, Logan Meckler. His parents, Derek Meckler and Renee Hansen. Number 14, Kyle Tremella. His parents, Kevin and Matthew Tremella.
You guys walk on that one.
Number 20, Addison Hill. His parents,
Go down there, go down there, go down there.
Number 21, Wyatt Lemoyne. His parents, Randy and Jessica Lemoyne. Number 22, Bennett Kane. His parents, Jeff and Monica Kane. Number 23, Jared Cordova. His parents are John and Roxanne Cordova. And finally, number 24, Nick Fox. His parents are Tim and Lisa Fox. This is your JV1 team and their parents. Let's please thank those parents for coming out tonight and support their kids. Thank you to all the parents for coming out tonight, and thanks for working with your kids and raising them up right. At halftime tonight, we will have Tiger Hoops, so we'll be having the little kids coming out on the court, part of the Tiger Hoops program. So
Trevor, you ready at the 6-minute mark? Trevor, at the 6-minute mark, you ready? Trevor, you ready at the 6-minute mark? Okay. Welcome to this Tri-Media presentation of live high school sports. We're in Marshfield, Wisconsin tonight. Getting ready to watch the Marshfield Tigers take on the DC Everest Evergreens. As the Tigers run right through me here, they're feeling pretty good tonight. We're just a few minutes away from basketball time here. We'll be joined by Marshfield Tiger head coach Scott Scheuer here in just a moment. But for now, we'll get you guys set up and what's going on tonight. Marshfield comes in at 6-3, second place in the Wisconsin Valley Conference. They're 2 games in the standings behind Spash, but really 3 games back, as 2 of their 3 losses have come at the hands of Stevens Point. So there are almost not enough games in the schedule to overcome Spash, and with the way that the guys at Stevens Point are playing, that's probably not going to happen. So second place, still pretty good, all things considered, the way that the team started out. Last 6 games, they've won 4, so they're 4-2 in their last 6. Just beating Merrill on Tuesday night. They made the trip up to Merrill and took care of the Blue Jays 77-70. As for DC Everest, they're 4th place in the Valley. They come into this contest at 5-3. On Tuesday night, they roughed up Wausau West 62-43. Big news tonight. Everest leading scorer Zion Turner averages 27 points a game. He did not make the trip here tonight. He's a little bit under the weather, so big advantage. Put that as in the plus column for Marshfield, as those 27.2 points are still over in the Wausau area. Zion Turner, big factor for Everest, did not make the trip here. So certainly we'll ask Coach Scheuer here now as the Tigers are coming back out. Coach will stop by and talk to us here. We'll talk to him about that, and we'll talk about all things Marshfield Tigers. As we're here on Parents' Night, we had a pretty fun introduction, and we got to meet a lot of the parents and some of the players for the team. So always fun, these kind of end-of-year recognitions, and when those things start happening. For Marshfield, they're led by Seth Anderson, who just ran past me there about 20 seconds ago. 22.5 points for Seth. And Reed Miller has been out the last couple of games. He averages 13.7 points points, and he is back tonight for the Tigers. So they got their leading scorer, and they've got their second leading scorer, who has been out the last couple of games. He's back tonight. So you add his 13 points, you take away Zion Turner's 27 points. We'll see if that has any impact on the outcome of today's contest. Certainly it seems like it would. Back to DC Everest, led by Brian Hallenbeck. 7 rebounds a game for Brian, so we'll keep an eye out for him on the glass as we see Coach Scott Scheuer here approach. So Coach will join us here just momentarily. We'll make a real quick stop by here as we've got basketballs on the loose down here, and then we'll get ready for our national anthem. So, Scott, you ready? Yep. Well, I guess he's going to pass me by here today. Not sure exactly what happened. He was a little unsure about the lineup as they had some of the pregame activities taking place. He wasn't sure exactly how much time he would have. And I'm in the game. All right. So, well, anyway, so Scott will join Coach Scheuer postgame as he ran out of time here pregame. So we're about 2.5 minutes away from national anthem. So we will thank our sponsors right now, and then we'll be right back for the start of the game in just a moment.
For almost 50 years, Abbey Bank has been providing financial services to local families and businesses. What makes us different? Our partnership with the communities we serve, helping families grow, helping business grow, and celebrating important moments. With new programs and facilities, support for our youth, and help for those most in need. Abbey Bank invests in its communities and gives back locally. With locations in Abbotsford, Appleton, Medford, Wausau, and Weston, we make banking about you. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
For more than 50 years, V&H Automotive has been serving Marshfield and central Wisconsin with new Ford, Lincoln, and Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram trucks. Our professional staff of factory-trained sales associates, as well as parts and service personnel, are here to serve you 6 days a week. We're your neighborhood quick service experts. We provide all the services your car or truck needs most, including an in-depth vehicle checkup report on every visit. Visit us for friendly service and very competitive pricing. See V&H Automotive today. From the family at Nasonville Dairy, thank you for watching this presentation of live high school sports. Nasonville Dairy is over 125 years in the making and has been supporting Wisconsin sports for just as long. Nasonville Dairy supports 180 family farms throughout Wisconsin and is committed to supporting local dairy farmers and all the student athletes in central Wisconsin and beyond. NasonvilleDairy.com.
Cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmers Cheese, Pizza Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Friar, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflateri, Cafla Graviera, as well as making some Gouda, Edam, and a little bit of Munster on occasion.
All right, welcome back to this live presentation brought to you by Tri-Media. This is Jason with the Zaleski Sports Show. I'll be with you all night here and take you through the play-by-play as we watch Marshfield Tigers take on the DC Everest Evergreens. Thanks for tuning into our live stream. Now that you've tuned in, make sure to tell your friends and neighbors all about us so they can tune into this live stream and join in all the fun we're going to have tonight. So send them a quick text or share our status on Facebook or send them just a quick note any way that you can and let them know to watch. You're going to have fun watching and might as well let your friends know too. So we are at national anthem time. And we will join the Marshfield Tiger Pep Band for the national anthem.
The DC Everest Evergreens who come into tonight's game with a record of 8-7 and 5-3 in the Valley Conference. Tigers come in 8-8 with 6-3 record in the Valley. Now for those capable, please stand and remove your hats to honor America, playing of our national anthem by the NHS Band under the direction of Mr. Andrew Meader.
we are just about set for starting lineups here tonight in Marshfield as we are at the Bozen Company Fieldhouse here at Marshfield Senior High School in Marshfield, Wisconsin. Again, we're watching Marshfield Tigers take on the DC Everest Evergreens. First for DC Everest.
At guard,
Number 11, Sam Nielsen, senior.
At forward, number 23, Ethan Stroik.
Ethan Stroik, also a senior, wears number 23.
Number 5, Brian Hollenbeck.
Brian Hollenbeck.
Number 33, Alex Langseth.
And Alex Langseth.
And at center, number 41, Josh Peterson.
And rounding it off is number 41, senior, Josh Peterson.
Matthew Schultz and Jason.
Again, DC Everest without the services of top scorer in the one of the top scorers in the Valley, Zion Turner.
Marshfield Tigers.
As he is at home, just a bit under the weather tonight. Now for the Marshfield Tigers. Sophomore, number 1, Isaac Meverden. Brant Bowman. Brant Bowman wears number 2, and he's a junior for the Tigers. Number 11, leading scorer for the Tigers coming into this game is Seth Anderson, senior Seth Anderson. Anthony Postuluk, also a sophomore. The 6'1 Postuluk wears number 20 for the Tigers. And at center, Grant Urban. Center, 6'4 center, Grant Urban. Tigers are coached by Scott Scheuer.
Tigers are coached by Scott Scheuer with assistants Brian Larson, Sean Lee, and Chris Fisher. Tonight's officials from the greater southern Irvine area.
All right, so again, Tigers come in second place at 6-3. DC Everest 5-3, fourth place. Both teams trail the Wisconsin Valley Conference leading Stevens Point Panthers. The Spash Panthers sit at 8-1 on the season and 2 games ahead of Marshfield in the loss column, 3 games ahead as Spash has beaten Marshfield both times. So Spash would need to lose 3 of the remaining games. Marshfield would need to win 3 to overtake Stevens Point for first place. So they battle now for second place. They're tied at 6-3 with the Merrill Blue Jays, and they just beat Merrill on Tuesday night, 77-70 up in Merrill. And without the services of Reed Miller, Reed back on the bench tonight as we got a 3 launched by Brant Bowman off the back of the rim. Rebound collected, Bowman up and good. Bowman circled around, collected the ball, drove the lane, was fouled on his way up. Fouled by Josh Peterson, his first, and the team first for the Evergreens. Bowman now with the free throw to complete the 3-point play is up and good. Bowman gets the Tigers off to an early 3-0 lead on a driving layup, fouled on the play and made his ensuing free throw. Evergreens now on offense for the first time. Langseth temporarily harassed, gets the ball back down low, left hand up, no good. A rebound brought down by Postuluk, and off go the Tigers. Bowman with the ball, up to Anderson. That's going to be a backcourt violation and the first Tiger turnover of the night. Just a little bit out of the reach of Seth Anderson, and the ball lands in the backcourt and over and back. Turnover to the Evergreens. Inbound now by Stroik. Stroik gets it into Nielsen. Senior to senior there, and they're over the timeline, and Evergreens are in action here in their offensive end of the court. Cross-court pass, Nielsen over to Stroik off the back of the rim. Rebound, though, collected by Peterson. And Evergreens retain possession. Ball on the corner there, and not able to be corralled by Hollenbeck. Out of bounds, and now back-to-back consecutive turnovers now for either team. Marshfield turnover, and then Evergreens on their on the ensuing possession after a missed shot, turn the ball over themselves. Anderson now on the drive, down low, up with a left hand, and good. Seth Anderson on the scoreboard for the first time tonight. He's got 2. Tigers have 5, and they're out of 5-0 lead just a minute and a half into the game. Stroik for three. It's up and good. Ethan Stroik now, a three-point shot. Evergreens are on the scoreboard. Anderson now with open space in front of him. Again with the left hand. That shot is no good. Partially blocked. Tip, though, by Meverden. Gets possession back to Anderson. Anderson in the lane. It's up, and what's the call going to be here? That is a block. There was some conflicting looks given by two of the officials there on whether that was going to be a charge or a block. It turns out to be a block. Anderson was shooting, so 2 free throws coming now for Seth. First free throw's up and good. Second one on the way, also good. So Anderson now out to a quick 4 points as we're 2 minutes into the game. Marshfield up 7-3 over DC Everest. Ball tipped away by Brant Bowman, hustled down out of bounds, and they say it's out of bounds off of Nielsen. They say Sam Nielsen touched it last. Everest coaching staff cannot agree at all with that call. Marshfield now with the ball. Bowman now dribbles back to the top, passes back to the wing to Anderson. Anderson on another drive. Up off the backboard, no good. Shot put up by Urban is swatted away, but corralled on the top by Bowman. And Meverden's pass is finally stolen, so turnover, Tigers. And Hollenbeck now brings it down, dishes it out to Peterson, up for three, off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound Seth Anderson, and back come the Tigers. Bowman was open on the wing. Seth looked at him, looked the other way. His shot up off the side of the backboard, no good. DC Everest looking to push now. That shot up too strong off the backboard, and that's going to be an over and back. Well, it wasn't called. Bowman with the take, and he's going to get called with a charge, and that's going the other way. So what should have been a backcourt violation turns into a fast break opportunity for Brant Bowman, and he plows into the waiting Sam Nielsen, and charging call. Everest now with the ball. Stroik looks to inbound from under his basket. Gets it into Nielsen. Everest still hanging around on the backcourt, though. They're at about 7 seconds, so they get it over under the violation. Peterson now with the ball. Off to Nielsen. Or I'm sorry, to Hollenbeck. Pass came in low. They're going to get Postoluk on a push down low as he was defending Ethan Ostrowski. Postoluk's first foul. Both teams now with 2 fouls in the first half. We're at 14:35 here in the first. Ball deflected and intercepted by Seth Anderson. Anderson on the drive. Fast break up and under with the left hand and good. And Seth off to another fast start tonight for the Tigers. He's got 6 points already. Anderson now on defense is going to get called for the foul as Hollenbeck made his way in, twisted his body, turned, and Anderson fouled Hollenbeck on the way up. Hollenbeck now with his first scoring opportunity of the night, falls off the front of the rim and off to the right, no good. So we sit at 9-3, Marshfield over DC Everest. And we're just under 4 minutes into the game. So very early here. Hollenbeck now puts it up and good. Missed the front end of that one-on-one opportunity. I'm sorry, the shooting foul that makes the second. And he's on the board now with 1. DC Everest now at 4. Bowman now circles off to the right. Finds John Rigel new into the game. Rigel over to Olsen, also a recent check-in here today. So first action for Tommy Olsen and John Rigel tonight. Reed Miller still on the bench after missing the last 2 games. And we'll see if he's able to make his way into the game, if he's And just as I say that, he's up off the bench, and Brant Bowman is up and up with a 3-point shot for Brant Bowman. Tiger is able to make good from a 3-point line for the first time tonight as Hollenbeck scores on a quick layup down on the other end. So as I was saying, Miller missed the last 2 games. He's now at the scorer's table, ready to check in at the next dead ball, and that will come right now. Reed Miller now rejoins his Tigers after missing the last 2 games. He checks in for number 21, John Reigel. Miller out with an illness as flu and other types of those mysterious bugs have infested the country, and that happens this time of year. As we see a 3-point shot put up by Hollenbeck, no good. The rebound brought down by Tommy Olson, and off to the newly inserted Miller. Miller drives, picks out to Bowman for 3. That shot's long. Ball knocked around and picked up by number 21, Ethan Ostrowski. And Hollenbeck dishes it out to Stroik for 3 off the front of the rim, no good. Long rebound, though. Comes out to Nielsen. Nielsen up for 2. A 14-foot jumper there for Sam Nielsen. He enters the scorebook for the first time tonight. Marshfield, though, still up 12-8, 12-25. And we're going to have a foul called as Miller was pressured by 2 Evergreens out on the sideline. And as Reed was falling out of bounds, a foul was committed. And they call that on Ethan Stroik. Both teams now with 3 fouls on the night. Inbound and back to Miller now. Miller brings it up the court, and he's going to go across the timeline. Get the Tiger offense set up as we find a corner shot for Meverden. In and out, no good. Ball tipped around. Postulek had it, tipped it though out. Hollenbeck into the lane, spins, shots up, no good. Hollenbeck will shoot 2 after the missed shot and the foul. 2 quick fouls now for Anthony Postulek, the 6'1 sophomore from Marshfield. And we see new Tigers waiting, and that'll be Tommy Olson coming in for Postulek. Hollenbeck's first was no good. Second shot now underway as the Marshfield Tiger mascot makes its way near the court, trying to wave off Hollenbeck, create some distraction over there, but Hollenbeck wasn't seen. And we're going to have a quick foul here on Seth Anderson. He picks up his second foul now. Really not a very useful foul there as Seth was trying to make something happen, but probably one he wishes he could have back. Ball comes in. Now Hollenbeck off his foot, able to regain the dribble and passes it directly out of bounds, but it's going to be off of Reed Miller's foot as the ball was headed. Hollenbeck lost his compass on the way there as he spun around, and the ball would have been out of bounds, turned over to the Tigers if not for Miller's foot sitting near the baseline. Ball comes in down low. Anderson straight up on defense, and Ethan Stroik able to get it up and over him. Stroik's 5th points of the night, and we got a tie game, 12-12 at 11:45 left in the first. Again, guys, Jason with the Zaleski Sports Show here on the call tonight. Appreciate you tuning in to this tri-media broadcast of live high school basketball. Marshfield and DC Everest varsity basketball here at the Bozen Fieldhouse in Marshfield. Make sure to tell your friends how you found us. Make sure they can watch too as Anderson pops from 17. In and out, no good. Rebound off to Ethan Ostrowski. Hollenbeck there with quick points. Hollenbeck aggressive to the hoop as leading scorer for the Evergreens. 27 points tonight. Zion Turner is out. He was under the weather as the team bus left the DC Everest High School parking lot. And so somebody's got to make up his points, and Hollenbeck certainly willing to do his part. Anderson for three, and it's good. Seth Anderson, three-pointer. Timber. Marshfield regains the lead now, 15-14. Hollenbeck looks off Meverden. Got on his way through. Meverden with the bump. The shot's up and good. And Hollenbeck back with points and back on the line now. He's got 8 points. They're looking for point number 9 right now. So Hollenbeck off to a slow start. Missed a couple shots early, but he's picked up the pace here in the last 4 minutes. And 8 points in essentially those last 4 minutes. As that free throw rolls off, no good. Olsen stared a three-pointer, gave it up. Gives up the ball now to Miller. Miller over to Anderson, steps in, back to Miller. Back to Brant Bowman for three, and Bowman three-point shot. Tigers back up by 2. Nielsen with the ball, looks inside, finds Hollenbeck in the lane, dishes it right down to Jacob Carlson. Carlson up off the backboard, good for 2, and now Everest turns up the pressure in the backcourt as they look to speed up the tempo here perhaps. Olsen again, shot fake on 3, goes right, up with the shot, no good, fouled on the play. Olsen will head to the line for 2. 9:44 left in the first half. We're all tied up at 18 here at Boesen Fieldhouse in Marshfield. Olsen looks to break that tie with one of these 2 free throws. Off the front, no good on the first. And we've got our first timeout of the game. We'll stay right here as a 30-second timeout. 9:44 left. Again, we are tied at 18, so we'll take this opportunity to, again, thank you for joining this live broadcast brought to you by Tri-Media. This is Jason with the Zaleski Sports Show. I'll be your host for the night and take you through the play-by-play. Take this opportunity to also remind you, stay tuned post-game as we will talk to Marshfield Tiger head coach Scott Scheuer, get his thoughts on the game. As we miss Coach Scheuer in the pregame, as things were a little hectic in the pregame. We had parents' night here, parents all basketball teams, varsity all the way through middle school, were recognized tonight for their support, and as that schedule got a little lengthy, we lost Coach Scheuer to the programming on the court. So we'll catch up with Scott Scheuer here post-game, and we're back now in live action as Olsen ready to shoot his second free throw here. He missed the first on his shooting foul, so he'll give that another attempt here with 9:44 looking to break the tie. And off the front of the rim and rolls forward and in. So Marshfield now 1 point advantage, 19-18, 9:40 left in the first half. That shot up and good by Ethan Ostrowski. Everest again with some courtesy backcourt pressure. Again, you're not looking to get yourself tired out. We got a three-point attempt there by Bowman. Up, no good. Anderson rebound, fouled as he came down. And that will be a non-shooting foul there as that's Everest. Only their 5th team foul. That backcourt pressure, just kind of courtesy pressure as I like to call it, as it usually doesn't amount to much. Anderson pops from 8 feet, no good. Just looking to, when you do that backcourt pressure, you're looking to make the other team really think about what they're doing, and sometimes overthinking can occur, and that's where the turnovers happen. And you'll see if team applies that backcourt pressure throughout the duration of the game, they'll get 1 or 2 turnovers, and that's the whole idea with that. As we got Hollenbeck going up, he's fouled, and he will shoot 2 more free throws. He's 2 for 5 from the stripe so far tonight, but he'll have 2 more attempts here. First shot up, off the back of the rim, no good. second shot up now, and Hollenbeck is now 3 for 6 from the free throw line, so 50% on the night. Not exactly what you want as Anderson's got tied up, turnover, and there we go, that cursory pressure, that kind of just, I guess I'll just kind of take a look and make sure you're able to dribble the ball, kind of pressure in the background there. It created one of those turnovers we just talked about a moment ago, and that's what it's meant to do. It's not going to cause a turnover every time, but it causes you to think, and it puts you in difficult spots at times and makes you have to choose correctly every time up and down the court. And that time Anderson got bottled up in the corner and turned it over. It leads to 2 more free throws now. I'm sorry, an and one opportunity for Hollenbeck, as Marshfield now in the bonus, misses the front end of that, and Miller's called with a travel. Coach Scheuer is going to ask why the foul wasn't called there. As it is, turnover Marshfield. Hollenbeck gets it in to Carlson. We've got DC Everest number 1 on the floor. We don't have a number 1 on our roster tonight, so we'll catch up with the name number 1 later. Good pressure put on there by Bowman, able to tip the ball away, but then out of bounds. So it remains with Everest. Everest up 21-19. Early 2-point lead for DC Everest. 8:27 left in the half, as we see Preston Wagner come in for Tommy Olson. Wagner, number 14, and he's a 6'2 junior from Marshfield. And the ball is up and good. Ethan Ostrowski again finding points in the paint, his second points down low, and he's got 4 points on the night. Tigers now, again, with that kind of courtesy pressure that Everest has decided to put on. They've been putting that on for about the last 8 minutes or so, and created 1 turnover off of it, and maybe got Marshfield out of sorts on offense as we see the ball come down low. Shot, no shot, Rigel up, and they will inbound from there as it's not a shooting foul.
Ball is on Carlson, his first of the quarter shot.
And Rigel will be the inbounder. Rigel looks, Anderson flashes, gets the ball down low, spins, pops from 6, off the backboard, no good, really off the back of the rim. Ball kicked out though, Anderson over to Miller. Miller's going to launch a 3 from there. Well, that is no good. So 3 missed shots there by the Tigers, and a fast break now for Everest as Hollenbeck up and around, no good. Anderson gets a loose ball and Tigers head the other way. So when it's not an inbound play, Everest turns off the pressure. Anderson with the drive, left hand, and good. Anderson now in double digits quickly for the Tigers with 11. Tigers, though, down by 2 with 7:20 left in the game. That's left in the first half. My apologies. Hollenbeck now around the right elbow over to the F4 unnamed and mentioned number 1. His shot is long. Anderson is going to be fouled on his way, and that'll send Seth Anderson to the line, as the Tigers are now in the bonus.
Carlson is second. Tigers are in the bonus. Anderson at the line.
7:03 left in the first half, and Seth will look to potentially tie the game here if he can hit this first and make another. First is up and good. Seth Anderson with a real smooth and real technically sound stroke from the free throw line. He doesn't miss much, and he's 3 for 3 tonight. Anderson now earns that bonus free throw, and that one is up and good. The fourth one looked the same as the first, second, and third, true as they go through the basket, rim untouched. Anderson now with 13 points as Hollenbeck again. The Tigers are going to need to find an answer for Hollenbeck as he's out to, again, now he's in double figures with 11 points. And really been unchecked since about the 12-minute mark in the game. Hollenbeck turned it on, and the Tigers have been able to stop number 5 as he scored 11 really in the last 8 minutes or so. Every time he gets the ball, he's a threat to score, and the Tigers have been able to find a way to stop him. And it makes you wonder what this game would be if DC Everest was able to bring Zion Turner and his 27 points to this game, as the Tigers are down by 2 without him in the game. And that pass there, Hollenbeck, miscommunication. The ball sails out of bounds. This will allow, though, Everest to turn up the full court pressure again. And I call this just kind of courtesy pressure. They're not ultra aggressive with this, but just enough to make you think twice. Tigers able to get it through this time, and Anderson's pass down low is intercepted by Hollenbeck. Fight for it down there, and we're going to have a jump ball.
Jump ball. Possession arrow Everest.
And Everest, with the possession arrow advantage, will get the ball here. So 6:25 left in the first half. Ostrowski harassed by Anderson. Anderson with the steal, looks in, passes back out. The resets from there. Anderson from 20, three-pointer, timber! Seth Anderson, three-pointer. Got a clear gap between his toes and the three-point line. And Seth Anderson with the long ball puts the Tigers ahead for the first time in quite a while, 26-25. 5:45 left now, and we've got to travel. So back-to-back turnovers for the Evergreens. And it's going to allow the Tigers to take a chance now to build on their slim margin right now. Tigers get past the pressure. And we've got Anderson here with the ball. Gets it over to Brant Bowman. Bowman back to Anderson. Anderson from that same spot from moments ago. Off the front rim and no good. And we're going to have a foul on number 21, John Rigel, on the rebound. And that's going to put Everest back on the line as they are in the bonus. Hollenbeck back to the line now. He's 3 for 4 on the game so far, and this one's up and good. I'm sorry, 3 for 7, now 4 for 8. So he's got 8 free throw attempts, by far the most free throw attempts of any player on the court. Anderson next in line with 4. So Hollenbeck's been able to get himself to the free throw line, which presents those opportunities for free points, and he collects both of them this time. And back with the DC Everest lead. Bowman now, three-pointer on the way, in and out, no good. Anderson with the rebound, under, gets it up, fouled on the play, basket no good, but Seth will shoot 2.
Foul is on 13, Walker's is second.
5:17 left here in the first half. Anderson with 2. First one up and good. 5 for 5 from the free throw line is Seth Anderson. As we work now with still over 5 minutes left in the first half, Marshfield 9 team fouls and Everest 8. So Everest will be in the double bonus from here on out, and at this pace, Marshfield will be joining them shortly. Anderson's 6th free throw of the night is good. All 6 for Seth Anderson. And Anderson with 18 points so far. He's got 18 of the Tiger 28. But to say he's leading his team would be an understatement right now. Hollenbeck dribbles around. Kicks it out to the corner for a three-point attempt there by Ostrowski, no good. And ball hauled in by Reed Miller, but Reed, losing his balance as he came down, slid his pivot foot, travel, and turnover right back to DC Everest. We've got a whole bunch of things going on here. We'll get it all sorted out during the timeout, and we will be right back.
For almost 50 years, Abbey Bank has been providing financial services to local families and businesses. What makes us different? Our partnership with the communities we serve, helping families grow, helping business grow, and celebrating important moments. With new programs and facilities, support for our youth, and help for those most in need. Abbey Bank invests in its communities and gives back locally. With locations in Abbotsford, Appleton, Medford, Wausau, and Weston, we make banking about you. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. For more than 50 years, V&H Automotive has been serving Marshfield and central Wisconsin with new Ford, Lincoln, and Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram trucks. Our professional staff of factory-trained sales associates, as well as parts and service personnel, are here to serve you 6 days a week. We're your neighborhood quick service experts. We provide all the services your car or truck needs most, including an in-depth vehicle checkup report on every visit. Visit us for friendly service and very competitive pricing. See V&H Automotive today.
All right, we're back here. Jason with the Zaleski Sports Show on the call for you tonight. Thanks again for joining this live presentation of high school varsity basketball, brought to you by Tri-Media. Make sure to tell your friends how you found us so they can watch this game. We've got kind of cold weather outside, and at this point, if you haven't made it here, stay right snugly warm inside your house. But make sure to tell your friends all about it so they can join in on the fun, too, as we see missed shot there by Josh Peterson. Brought down by Meverden, and Reed Miller now brings it up and right back to Meverden as he sits in the corner. Meverden with the take, a little shoulder inside. That ball swatted away as Grant Urban looked to go up with it, and there's Hollenbeck again with more points. Hollenbeck really the scorer for the Evergreens, as we had a near travel there by Urban. Seth Anderson in the corner for three, off left, missed to the left, and we're going to have a foul on the floor. Let's see who this foul was on here. Grant Urban with the foul as he came into the game just moments ago, picks up a foul, and that's going to send Everest to the line for two. Stroik will be the shooter. Off the back of the rim, no good. Everest 5 for 11 now from the free throw line as a team, and now 5 for 12, and we've got a foul on the rebound. And that'll put the previous fouler, Grant Urban, on the line on the other end. Marshfield still in the bonus. That's 9 fouls now in Everest, so the next foul of any kind for either team, a double bonus for both teams coming down the stretch with 4:12 left. Marshfield down 1, 29-28 against Everest. Urban on the front end of the bonus, up and good. So he will shoot another, as the teams now have drawn even 29 apiece. Off the back of the rim, no good, so we will be tied, and we will be at 4 minutes now to go in the first half. Everest essentially runs an inside-out type offense. They like to get the ball down low when they can, and they've got it down low here. Stroik spins around, no good. Seth rises up for the rebound. Not a whole lot of motion to their offense. They're going to look to create off the dribble, shoot as quick as they can, and then hope for the best after that. And that's let them know to 29 points so far tonight, as we've got a Stroik three-pointer on the way, and it's good. Ostrowski good for three. Ethan Ostrowski beat the Tiger defenders down the court, spotted up in his favorite spot there. And we've got a Reed Miller charge now. And we've got 3 turnovers now committed by Marshfield out of this DC Everest full court press. And again, it's more of a courtesy press. They aren't really hustling and harassing the ball handlers. They're more just there in a way to keep Marshfield off balance, and caught him off balance there as a charge was called on Reed Miller. Offensive fouls do not lead to free throws in high school basketball, so we've got an inbound there, even though that was Marshfield's 12th foul of the half. We've got a take there by Alex Langseth. His shot is up, no good, fouled on the play, so 2 more free throws coming for Everest. First is up and good. After this is all said and done, this is the 14th free throw of the night for Everest, and we're only in the first half. Marshfield on a fouling binge tonight, and we've got a turnover by Seth Anderson, and on the other way is Hollenbeck. Anderson looks on. Hollenbeck is too long on the shot there. He was concerned about Seth as Seth looked over his shoulder. And 2 turnovers down in a row for Anderson, as that one is thrown in the lane to DC Everest's waiting arms. And the ball immediately brought down low. Hollenbeck back in the corner now. Everest bench thought Stroik was going to rise up from 3 there, but he held it. Instead, he pops from 12 here off the back of the, off the front of the rim, off the backboard, no good. Miller now on the take, drives it all the way in, right hand, up and no good, fouled on the play, so we've got more free throws coming in this game. This time it's Miller for 2. Tigers down 5, 2:34 left in the game. Miller's first attempt at points. And in and out, no good. So again, Miller last 2 games missed due to illness. He's back on the court now. And his first free throw attempt is no good. And again, both teams in the double bonus from here on out for the next 2:34, as it has been a foul crazy game. May have called a lane violation there on Everest. I'm unsure at this point what's going on. Unable to hear the conversation from here. Nope, no lane violation, just a missed free throw, and maybe just a reminder on how to stand in the lane on free throws, as we've got a foul now after the miss. And that foul is on Everest. So Grant Urban now.
Falls on 33 likes his first.
I'm confused about who's shooting, yeah, but I had it right. Grant Urban to the line. He was coming down with a rebound. And number 33, Alex Langseth, reached in on the way, so we've got 2 more free throws now for Marshfield. These by Urban. Urban now 2 for 3 from the line and looking for his third point of the night, and that one's up and good. So we're at nearly 30 fouls called here in the first half of play, so a big number there. You usually see that for a game as we have a turnover. Everest there, over and back, as those two not on the same page. But 30 fouls is a lot for any game, especially a lot for a first half. Can't say, though, that I disagree with any of the foul calls. They've just been a little sloppy at times and a little unsure for both teams. Their presence as shooters have gone up on the defensive end, unsure about where they were in their defensive stance. So their fouls are valid. There's just been a lot of them. As Miller spins and fadeaway shot, no good. He lost about 2 feet on that fadeaway, and he missed the shot by about 2 feet. So sometimes better just to go up strong rather than fade away. And we'll see what Reed does later on. So 1:50 left. Marshfield down 3, 34-31. Pass inside to Hollenbeck. As Bowman fell down as he was defending Hollenbeck, and Hollenbeck 2 more. 17 points now for Hollenbeck on the night. 17 of the 36, and again, after about that 12-minute mark, Hollenbeck really took off. We've got a 3-pointer on the way for Isaac Meverden, and it's good. Meverden dials long distance. Closes the gap to 2. Hollenbeck with the ball. He's going to square up from 18 foot on the line. They said 18-footer is good. Hollenbeck now at 19 on the night. And we'll have a turnover, Tigers, as Bowman got tangled up, tried a little crossover, and got a little heavy with the ball. He'll be called with a travel. And we've got 51 seconds left in the first half. See if Everest here is willing to let that clock run out and take a 4, potentially a 6-point lead. And no is the answer, as Hollenbeck gets the ball inside. He's over 20 now with 21 points on the night. Everest looking to strike quick there, and they did. They're off to their biggest lead of the game, 6 at 40-34. Miller now drive, kicks out to Bowman. Bowman for 3, off and no good. Ball underneath. Put up by Rigel. His shot was blocked, no good. Bowman down with it. Off to Rigel in the corner for 3. It's good. 3-pointer, John Rigel. Cuts the DC Everest lead in half. Hollenbeck unconscious for 3. No at the buzzer. And that's where it'll leave us with DC Everest 40, Marshfield 37. And we'll be right back with halftime stats after this. From the family at Nasonville Dairy, thank you for watching this presentation of live high school sports. Nasonville Dairy is over 125 years in the making and has been supporting Wisconsin sports for just as long. Nasonville Dairy supports 180 family farms throughout Wisconsin and is committed to supporting local dairy farmers and all the student athletes in central Wisconsin and beyond. NasonvilleDairy.com.
Cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmers Cheese, Pizza Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Friar, Seco, Parma, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Cafetieri, Cafla Graviera, as well as making some Gouda, Edam, and a little bit of Munster on occasion.
For almost 50 years, Abbey Bank has been providing financial services to local families and businesses. What makes us different? Our partnership with the communities we serve, helping families grow, helping business grow, and celebrating important moments. With new programs and facilities, support for our youth, and help for those most in need. Abbey Bank invests in its communities and gives back locally. With locations in Abbotsford, Appleton, Medford, Wausau, and Weston, we make banking about you. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. For more than 50 years, V&H Automotive has been serving Marshfield and central Wisconsin with new Ford, Lincoln, and Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram trucks. Our professional staff of factory-trained sales associates, as well as parts and service personnel, are here to serve you 6 days a week. We're your neighborhood quick service experts. We provide all the services your car or truck needs most, including an in-depth vehicle checkup report on every visit. Visit us for friendly service and very competitive pricing. See V&H Automotive today. All right, we're back here, halftime at Boesen Fieldhouse in Marshfield as we take a look at our halftime stats. DC Everest leads 40-37 over Marshfield, and they are led by Hollenbeck with 21 points tonight. He's got 21 and did all the damage for the Evergreens. Other scoring for DC Everest, Ethan Ostrowski with 7, Ethan Stroik with 5, Sam Nielsen, Alex Langseth, and Jacob Carlson each with 2. For Marshfield, they're led by Seth Anderson with 18. Seth is averaging 22.5 points a game, so he's well on his way to his average tonight. Other scoring for Marshfield, Brant Bowman 9, Isaac Meverden and John Rigel each with 3, Grant Urban with 2, and Tommy Olson 1. So we will take a look at the Marshfield Youth Basketball Program as we train our eyes on the basketball court. We're back with a further look at that in just a moment. From the family at Nasonville Dairy, thank you for watching this presentation of live high school sports. Nasonville Dairy is over 125 years in the making and has been supporting Wisconsin sports for just as long. Nasonville Dairy supports 180 family farms throughout Wisconsin and is committed to supporting local dairy farmers and all the student athletes in central Wisconsin and beyond. NasonvilleDairy.com.
Cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmers Cheese, Pizza Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Friar, Seco, Parma, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Cafetieri, Cafla Graviera, as well as making some Gouda, Edam, and a little bit of Munster on occasion.
For almost 50 years, Abbey Bank has been providing financial services to local families and businesses. What makes us different? Our partnership with the communities we serve, helping families grow, helping business grow, and celebrating important moments. With new programs and facilities, support for our youth, and help for those most in need. Abbey Bank invests in its communities and gives back locally. With locations in Abbotsford, Appleton, Medford, Wausau, and Weston, we make banking about you. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
All right, we're back here in Marshfield at the Company Fieldhouse at Marshfield Senior High School as we are watching the Tigers host the DC Everest Evergreens. And we see DC Everest with a 3-point lead here at halftime, 40-37. Again, they are led by Hollenbeck with 21 points tonight. He leads all scorers. Also for DC Everest, Ethan Ostrowski with 7. And Ethan Stroik with 5. For Marshfield, they are led by Seth Anderson, 18 points. And Seth comes into the game with a game average of 22.5 points, so he's well on his way to his game average. And then some, but surely DC Everest has talked about Seth in the locker room here at halftime and will look to limit his opportunities. What the Tigers will look to limit is their turnovers. They have been plagued by turnovers here in the first half, along with fouls. Now, both teams with fouls, but the difference there, Marshfield with quite a few more turnovers than DC Everest in the first half, and that will need to change if the Tigers want the score to change back in their favor. Everest been able to cause some of those turnovers with full court pressure. I call that just kind of casual, uncomfortable pressure that they've put on full court, but it's caused the Tigers to turn the ball over 4 times in the first half from just that backcourt, that full court pressure alone. Tigers also just throwing the ball away a number of other times during the course of the game. Tigers have made 4 3-pointers, Everest with 2 3-pointers in the first half, so fairly even up on that. Marshfield here will start with the ball in the first half. Possession arrow will point that way for about the next 2 seconds as the ball is inbounded here, and we are off and running in the second half. Anthony Postulak with the ball, and he will get the Tigers started on offense. And Everest has got man-to-man defense here to start the second half as they push the Tigers back as Anderson, 12-footer, rises up and good. And Seth Anderson back at it here in the second half for the Tigers. And Hollenbeck picks right up where he left off. He's got a quick 2 along with Anderson, and both teams' top scorers scoring first for their teams in the second half. Tigers now on defense, also man-to-man pressure put on here in the half-court defense by the Tigers. Nothing special defensively. Both teams also played straight-up man in the first half. So both teams happy with their defensive output, apparently, in the first half, as we see Everest shot put up there by Ethan Stroik, no good. Anderson with the rebound, and Seth gets the Tigers pointed back the other way. Meverton drives lane, kicks out to Anderson. Anderson, shot fake. He's in the lane, left hand's up and good. 4 very quick points in 54 seconds, a minute 54 for Seth Anderson. And we got the Tigers to within 1 point. Hollenbeck's pass is tipped out of bounds and will stay on this side of the court. As we see Ethan Ostrowski check in for the Evergreens, Josh Peterson will sit. Nielsen looks to inbound from the baseline just inside the corner there and gets it in all the way to the top. Hollenbeck for 3, long 3-pointer there off the front, no good. And Anderson pops from 18 and good. And Seth Anderson is on fire in the second half. I'm sorry, the 3-pointer there looked like a foot may have been on the line. We'll check that on the highlights later today. And the officials may talk about this. It looked to me like he was clearly inside the line. I don't mean to be right, I just am. So Nielsen now will inbound for DC Everest as Anderson with 3 shots in the first half. All 3 are good, and he's got 6 points. And the Tigers, their first lead of the second half, they're up 43-42. Hollenbeck now at the top. Passes to the far side. Drive there by Langseth, cut off all the way back to Hollenbeck. Nielsen there for 3, and it's good. Sam Nielsen, 3-pointer. And that full court pressure now put back on by the Evergreens. It worked well in the second half, so seriously something you got to do in the second half. It worked so well in the first. Anderson now just free throw line extended, drives, kicks out to Meverden for three, and it's good. Isaac Meverden, timber. Tigers now back up by one. Hollenbeck, 2-point shot is good, and we've got a offensive display of basketball here in the second half as both teams are on fire. That pass nearly intercepted there by Langseth, and eventually it is intercepted by Everest and Ostrowski with quick hands, and back come the Evergreens now. Nielsen lowers his shoulder. That ball up and too strong for Alex Langseth. So Tigers get away with one there and come back down by one with the ball. Anderson feeling it. He's got the ball far side three-point line, and he traveled as he wound up for his jumper at the elbow there. And it is another Tiger turnover, first though of the second half. So turnovers plagued the Tigers in the first half, and they've got two within the first 4 minutes here in the second half. And a turnover in basketball is essentially just giving away opportunities for points. Anytime you turn that ball over, obviously it restricts your ability to score. And when you're playing from behind, that's not something you can afford, as Hollenbeck gets the ball inside, gets his own rebound up and good. Hollenbeck now with 6 points, matches Seth Anderson's output in the first half. Anderson here on the leak out, gets the ball down low. Ball was deflected, fortunately for the Tigers, as that looked like a third giveaway for Marshfield here in the second half. Urban stopped on his cut under the baseline, and it looked like that's where Seth was trying to get the ball, but saved by the Everest deflection. Anderson now rises up from 10 feet off the rim, no good. .25 left in the game. Marshfield down 3, 49-46. DC Everest up front. And leading scorer Hollenbeck with the ball here, looking to set up the offense. Gets it over to Nielsen. Nielsen drives. Back out to Hollenbeck. Shows the ball. Fake. Drives in. No good. He's fouled. Grant Urban will pick up, Seth Anderson will pick up the reach-in. That's his third foul. So Marshfield's leading scorer also with 3 fouls. And still 13 long minutes left to play in this game. Hollenbeck will shoot 2. First is off the front of the rim, no good. Hollenbeck's second is also no good. That's going to be off of, well, it looked like it might have been off of Miller. So 2 shots there for Hollenbeck, no good. And speaking of 2, we've got 2 Tigers. Hey, please go around. We've got 2 Tigers here on the court. We've got 2 Tiger mascots. So we've got a timeout here. That is a full timeout. So we will check in with our sponsors and be right back. For more than 50 years, V&H Automotive has been serving Marshfield and central Wisconsin with new Ford, Lincoln, and Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram trucks. Our professional staff of factory-trained sales associates, as well as parts and service personnel, are here to serve you 6 days a week. We're your neighborhood quick service experts. We provide all the services your car or truck needs most, including an in-depth vehicle checkup report on every visit. Visit us for friendly service and very competitive pricing. See V&H Automotive today. All right, we're back here in Marshfield. Again, welcome to this presentation of live high school sports brought to you by Tri-Media. Got boys varsity basketball, Marshfield, DC Everest here in Marshfield Senior High. Reed Miller here with the The take, works it all the way under to Carlson. Carlson shows for 3, keeps it though. Brings it back down, and the Tigers will renew and hit reset on their offense. Meverden in lane, kicks out to Olson. Olson over to Anderson. 49-46 Everest over Marshfield. We've got 12:25 left in the game. Anderson, 18-footer, shooter's roll for Seth Anderson. And 8 points in the second half now for Seth. Seth now with 26 points for the game. He's over his game average of 22.5 as the shot blocked by Reed Miller, and off go the Tigers. Miller streaking under the basket. Carlson didn't see him. Reed now starts the offense again. Anderson really getting physical in the post there, and physical right back is Alex Langseth, and he'll pick up the foul. Earlier in that kerfluffle in the lane there, Anderson could have been called with a foul. That would have been his 4th. They let his push go, called Langseth with the hold. And 1 team foul now for each as the Tigers inbound under their basket. Tommy Olson gets it in over to Reed Miller, and they're going to look to set up down low again. Grant Urban up and good. Grant Urban puts the Tigers back up now. That's their second lead of the second half. And both times leading by 1. Now this time 50-49. We've got a loose ball there, almost collected by Miller. Instead, a 3-pointer on the way for Ethan Ostrowski. So as the ball was undecided, Ostrowski stayed in the corner and able to line up a 3-point shot from that corner. Anderson in the lane, left all alone. His shot's up and short. Tipped himself, no good. Rebound tipped all the way out. Miller now on the take, and he's got a clear lane. Missed it, though. He's got the basket underneath. He's fouled on the floor. So Reed had an open backboard and just a little too strong off the backboard. Missed the open shot. And now the Tigers will inbound, as that's only the second team foul for Everest. Reed was hoping he had a shooting foul there, and he does not. Meverden inbound. And Miller on the curl around on the inbound play was held. And Everest now with 2 quick fouls in about the last 10 seconds. Same inbound play, same curl by Miller, this time not held and able to get the ball in. Olson with the drive up high off the backboard. Oh, just rolls off the front of the rim. And Tommy Olson will shoot 2. Olson now, the 6'2 junior. First shot of the shooting foul is up and good. Olson now with first points of the night. Cuts the lead down to 1. Everest up 52-51 over Marshfield. And these two teams are stacked near each other in the standings. Marshfield second place at 6-3. Everest fourth place at 5-3. And Olson's second is also good. They're separated by the Merrill Blue Jays, also at 6-3. But Marshfield with the tiebreaker over them to put them in that second place spot. Shot up, no good. Rebound, 3-pointer again on the way for Everest. That one also no good by Nielsen. Reed Miller with the rebound. All the way to the medical tent goes Reed Miller. And that's another Tiger turnover. Bill Miller, after missing a couple of games, really struggling to find his place here on the basketball court. He's had a couple shots short and one layup long, and then that pass was out of bounds by, I'll be accurate here, out of bounds by about 20 feet. So Everest now with the ball. The ball was momentarily on the floor, booted by Meverden. And Everest will inbound from there as Seth Anderson looks for an explanation from the official. Tigers were hoping for a fast break there, but Meverden couldn't quite get low enough to scoop up the ball. Tigers now back into a 2-3 zone, looking to kind of disrupt the outside shooting Everest put on, and well, they've got a turnover, and Anderson fouled from behind. Another foul for Everest. Jacob Carlson, his 4th foul, team's 5th foul in the second half. We're 10:05 and we're tied, all knotted up at 52. And dare I say, tense moments ahead in this one. Miller still in the game, dribbles, drives in the lane. That shot is short, but he's fouled on his way up there. Everest bench can't believe a whistle would have been blown there, as it looked like Miller lost his way on the way up, and he was fouled on the arm. And Everest coach points at the scoreboard and says, hey, we've got 6 fouls. They only have 1. What the heck's going on out there? Miller shooting foul, so he's got 2 upcoming here. And off the back of the rim, no good. Reed still looking for points tonight. He has been held scoreless. He's had many opportunities, but scoreless up until now. Second free throw here, and that one's good. So Miller with points, and Marshfield with a 53-52 lead, their 3rd lead in the second half. All 3 leads, just a 1-point margin. Hollenbeck for 3, no good. Ball scooped up by Meverden. Tigers on the run, over to Urban. Urban up and around, he's blocked. A clean block by Sam Nielsen. Tigers had a 3-on-2 fast break and had Nielsen in a tough spot there. Urban went up strong, as I think you would do 9 times out of 10. Meverden for 3, no good, off the front of the rim. Rebound right up and in for Tommy Olson. Marshfield with their biggest lead since the first half, up 3, 55-52, 9:20 left. And we've got a timeout, DC Everest. A quick 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it right here as we see 2 Tiger mascots. I'm not sure why there are 2 mascots tonight, but there are 2, and they're getting the crowd all lined up there. So they just changed it to a full timeout. We'll do just one quick commercial break, and we will be right back. From the family at Nasonville Dairy, thank you for watching this presentation of live high school sports. Nasonville Dairy is over 125 years in the making and has been supporting Wisconsin sports for just as long. Nasonville Dairy supports 180 family farms throughout Wisconsin and is committed to supporting local dairy farmers and all the student athletes in central Wisconsin and beyond. NasonvilleDairy.com.
Cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmers Cheese, Pizza Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Friar, Seco, Parma, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Cafetieri, Cafla Graviera, as well as making some Gouda, Edam, and a little bit of Munster on occasion.
All right, we're back in Marshfield as things are energizing here at the Bose & Company Fieldhouse, as Marshfield now on a 5-0 run out to a 3-point 55-52 lead, 9:21 left. Everest with the ball. Again, thanks for watching. I'm your host, Jason, with the Zaleski Sports Show. Now is the best time to tell your friends to tune in as the action is heated up here. And we've got going to have a fight to the finish for sure. Marshfield remains in their 2-3 zone, a bit of a matchup zone here as they look to contain the Everest hot shooting in the second half. Everest and Marshfield, Everest came out blazing hot and looking to change it up there as pass lasered in, but the close shot was missed. Anderson back with the rebound, stares at 3 defenders, no good. Miller wide open for 3, 22-footer off the front of the rim, no good. That would have brought the house down here in Marshfield as Miller spotted up a wide open 3-pointer, but just maybe a bit out of his range as he's still getting back up to game speed after missing the last 2 games. Everest now probing on the interior of that 2-3 zone and unable to get through it. Wild shot there and a wild pass all the way down and deflected out of bounds though by Ethan Ostrowski. And Tigers will remain with the ball. Probably an unnecessary 50-foot pass there. Could have maybe been a little bit more patient to set up the offense. Nevertheless, though, Tigers keep the ball all alone in the corner. Meverden shot fake, no. Quick pass, deflected. Anderson down with it. He's up off the backboard, no good. And Everest now with the ball, looking at a 3-point deficit with 8:08 left to play in the game. 3-pointer on the way here, and it's good. 3-pointer by Ethan Ostrowski, his second of the second half. And we're back squared up, 55 all. And a silly foul there by Everest. There is really no reason for that. Again, Everest has been harassing. Guys, you got to go around. Everest has been harassing the Marshfield offensive players all game long, and caught with another foul there. They've got 7, so Marshfield will be in the bonus from here on out as Miller up and good. Miller now maker of his last 2 free throws. He's 2 for 3 in the half, 2 for 3 on the game. Puts Marshfield back in the lead. Miller now able to get comfortable from the free throw line. He's 3 for 4, made his last 3. Marshfield back to a 2-point lead, 57-55, 7:40 left. Everest still trying to figure out this the zone put on here by Marshfield. They do dump it in. Hollenbeck harassed on the shot. We got a loose ball on the floor. Picked up by Everest. Nielsen 3-pointer on the way off the back of the rim, no good. So Marshfield able to push the Everest shooters out, and Everest been unable to connect on some of those shots here. So the defensive change has really done the trick here for Marshfield in the second half. They started out man-to-man, went that way for about 5 minutes, and saw Everest tear the ball through the net multiple times, and then switch to the zone defense. Miller's wild shot there, no good. Brought back down. Anderson 3-pointer on the way off the front of the rim and no good. Marshfield comes up empty now for the second out of the last 3 times. Everest now looks to find an opening spot to shoot from. And the zone put up by the Tigers. Hollenbeck 3-pointer's good. He found a way, as he has done all game long. He's now got 30 points on the night, does Brian Hollenbeck. Miller now stuck in the backcourt. They finally do get it across to Tommy Olson. Olson may have traveled there. Kick ball, though. And it will be a travel, end up being the call there. Again, I don't mean to be right, I just am, but that's exactly what happened. He got caught between a pass and a jump stop and really did neither, and had steps. No, another turnover for the turnover-plagued Tigers. They're down by 1, 58-57, 6:10 left in the game. Marshfield 2-3 zone. Everest passes the ball around looking for that opening shot. The key to the 2-3 zone is you got to get the outside, the edges of that zone to slide over quickly to cut off any shooters. And so if you can get quick passing around the outside, the defense won't be able to catch up to that. That's the only flaw one of the flaws in the 2-3 zone. So Everest, though not really looking to do that, I still think they're a little confused on this new defensive lineman for the Tigers. They get the ball down to the corner here for the first time, into Nielsen. Nielsen quickly double-teamed along the baseline, and a foul is going to be called. Timeout is called before the foul, so close call there for Everest, as Nielsen was surrounded there by Tigers, able to dip a shoulder, though, and break through it back towards the rest of the court, and it looked like a foul might have been called there on Marshfield. But a timeout, though, was given before the foul was committed. So we're 5:22 left in the second half. Evergreens 58, Tigers 57. Well, we've had a close game here, essentially all game long. It was an Everest 40-37 advantage at halftime. We've had 3 Tiger leads in the second half. Largest lead by Marshfield, 3. Also largest lead by Everest, 3 in the second half. So both teams have had 3-point leads. And both teams have been in the lead as they quickly get the ball outside for 3. It's good. Ethan Ostrowski, his 3rd 3-pointer of the half. And he's got 9 He's got 16 points in the game, 9 in the first half. Everest now out to their biggest lead in the second half, 61-57. 5 minutes left. And we've got a foul now down low. Reed Miller on the push-off as he was fighting for position down low. His second foul, and he's got both Tiger fouls in the second half. Miller now to the bench. John Rigel will take his place. Miller explained to the coaching staff what he saw. Again, Everest without leading scorer, Zion Turner. Turner averages 27 points a game. Without his scoring, though, Evergreen's up 4, 61-57, 4:50 left now. Drive and the kick out. Three-pointer on the way by Bloomers, no good. Hollenbeck posed for three. He had no real intention of taking it. And John Rigel picks up the foul as Bloomers was looking to make his move. Nielsen for Everest will inbound on the near side baseline. Nielsen looks all the way out. Strike over to Hollenbeck. Hollenbeck now will pace himself and his Evergreens as they set up their offense. Shot up and no good. That's going to be out of bounds off of Sam Nielsen. And Marshfield now with possession. Shot put up again by Bloomers. Bloomers into the game. A couple shots, no points yet for the senior Ethan Bloomers. Meverton now hustles the ball inside for the Tigers. Out to Bowman. Rigel looks inside to Anderson. Now Bowman dribbles, spins towards the lane, puts up a wild shot. No good, and he traveled. Brant Bowman with the travel, and it's another Tiger turnover. Marshfield student section vehemently disagrees with that call. It looked like a travel to me. I think there were steps there as he was spinning. The wild shot nonetheless, but travel on the play. Turnover to Everest. And Evergreen's now back with the ball. As we see Hollenbeck now circle around to the near side. Anderson on him. And all signs point to Hollenbeck here on this possession as he stares down John Rigel. 3:25 left. Everest up 61-57 over Marshfield. And Hollenbeck with a wild shot of his own is up and no good. Brought down though by the Evergreens. Ethan Ostrowski able to bring it down. Tigers defense now stepping up their pressure as they switch to a man-to-man offense. Nielsen in, it's a charge. Going the other way, the charge taken by Isaac Meverton. And Nielsen with a sly grin on his face.
Turning call on Nielsen is third.
.257 left in the game. Everest up 61-57. That 4-point lead, their largest lead in the second half. And Reed Miller now, after taking a break and getting himself together on the bench, re-enters the game. Rigel out. Fouled on the play down low is Urban. And it's a shooting foul. They said he was in the act of shooting as he was coming up with the ball. So 2 shots here for Grant Urban. Urban's first, off the front of the rim, backboard and in. Urban seconds on the way off the back of the rim, too strong. Ball bounced momentarily, lands in Ostrowski's hands. And the Evergreens now with the ball up by 3, 2:40 left. Again, it's Hollenbeck on Anderson, as those two have done battle here in the second half. Nielsen breaks free. Jumper in and out, no good. Rebound brought down by Reed Miller. Miller up ahead to Anderson. Anderson on the drive. He's up from there. Shot no good. Fouled on the play. And Seth now returns back to the line. Anderson with 26 points on the night. His Tigers, though, trail by 3. 2 shots forthcoming. The first is on its way and off. Anderson's first missed free throw of the night. He was 6 for 6 coming into that one. Anderson aims, fires good. Tigers now ramp up their own pressure, looking for, again, just that courtesy backcourt pressure, looking to force the Evergreens into overthinking something. A drive here, and Miller will collect another foul. And that's a shooting foul that'll send Ethan Ostrowski to the, it'll send Ethan Stroik to the lane. Marshfield with only 4 fouls on the half, so if they are in need of forcing free throws, they're going to need to pick up some other non-shooting fouls here, as Stroik puts the first one up and good. Second one on the way, dribbles around and off. Urban with the rebound. And Urban called with the foul. So it's not a shooting foul. So the free throw was no good as Urban went up for the rebound. Came over the back. Not shooting foul, and again, if Marshfield, and it looks like there's a chance here they may need fouls here at the end to get Everest in free throw opportunities to kind of force the hand here later, as Marshfield coach Scheuer is warned on the bench. So a warning now for Marshfield coach Scheuer. 2:01 left. Everest up 62-59 over Marshfield. Nielsen inbounds all the way into Langseth and over to Hollenbeck. Hollenbeck chased by Anderson. So Marshfield looking to put extra pressure on Hollenbeck, and Bowman's got extra pressure on Nielsen. Nielsen loses the ball momentarily. He's down on the ground, and Meverden collects the loose ball, gives it off to Anderson. Anderson hustles down the court. Hollenbeck with the reach-in, no foul called there. Anderson turns. Blocking foul, but Anderson now will go to line for 2 as Everest is in the double bonus. And that is the 5th foul for Alex Langseth. Peterson in the game for the recently disqualified Alex Langseth. Anderson free throw attempt is off the back of the rim and no good. So Anderson now has missed 2 of his last 3 free throws after being a perfect 6 for 6 in the first half. Second one is up and good. Anderson now with 28 on the night. And Everest leads 62-60, 1:38 left, and we'll be right back.
For almost 50 years, Abbey Bank has been providing financial services to local families and businesses. What makes us different? Our partnership with the communities we serve, helping families grow, helping business grow, and celebrating important moments. With new programs and facilities, support for our youth, and help for those most in need. Abbey Bank invests in its communities and gives back locally. With locations in Abbotsford, Appleton, Medford, Wausau, and Weston, we make banking about you. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
All right, we're back here, and as I warned about 20 minutes ago, we are in for tense moments here at Boesen Fieldhouse in Marshfield. As we've got a 2-point game, you could almost, well, I saw this coming. I think most other people probably saw this coming as these two teams squared off here, and as we reached the second half, both teams got off to a fast start in the second half, and it looked like this one may come down to the wire. And we're at minute 38 and a 2-point lead for Everest. Hollenbeck now races down the court. Anderson chasing. Hollenbeck, though, in no hurry to go anywhere with a 2-point lead. No shot clock in Wisconsin high school basketball, so technically, Everest, if they could, it would be able to dribble this one out. Instead, they pass it inside and get an easy 2-point basket. Ethan Bloomers. Peterson for 2. Looked like 13 on the back. Either way, Everest now matches their biggest lead of the game at 4. Marshfield with the ball, and we are a minute 3, and we've got another foul on Everest. Ethan Ostrowski picks up the blocking foul, and that will send Isaac Meverden to the line for 2. As Marshfield's in the double bonus here. Everest with 12 second half fouls. And we now near 50 fouls for the game being called tonight. Meverden's first is up and no good. Marshfield down by 4. They've missed 4 free throws in the second half. Second one coming up now for Meverden. That one is short, no good. Rebound, though, by Urban, brought down. He's fouled immediately. As he landed, he was struck immediately by Hollenbeck. Hollenbeck's second, 13th foul for Everest. And the fouls pile up now on the game for both squads. Everest, though, being the recipient of many of the fouls tonight. Grant Urban free throw is good. Deficit now 3 for Marshfield. Urban's next is up and good. And Marshfield will call a quick timeout here as they're down by 2 with a minute 1 left. And we look to find that it's a 30-second timeout for Marshfield, so we'll keep it right here. Again, 64-62, Everest up. Everest comes into this game at 5-3 in 4th place. Marshfield 6-3, 2nd place. And a tight contest between what turned out to be 2 evenly matched teams. We were concerned about Everest missing their leading scorer, Zion Turner. Zion scores at a pace of over 27 points a game. But he has been backed up by Brian Hallenbeck. Hallenbeck 30 points tonight, so he's made up for the missing Zion Turner in a big way. And he has got his Evergreens out to a 2-point lead, 1:01 left, and we're back in action here. Hallenbeck with the ball, loses it. Oh boy, tough call there. It could have went either way. Could have just been a loose foul, but they will get a Marshfield foul. Reed Miller. 4 fouls now for Reed Miller. 3 of those fouls here in the second half. It's the last freebie foul for Marshfield, as the next Marshfield foul will put Everest on the line. And I think we're going to have a discussion on who that foul was called on. It may matter with Miller recording his 4th. If they were to take that away from him, it could take him out of free throw trouble. If it remains on Miller, 1 foul away from disqualification. And Reed at 6'6", certainly a good piece for Marshfield to have. So they'll keep the foul with Miller. So Reed comes out, Rigel in. 1:01 left in this game. Nielsen will inbound for Everest. Looking for Hallenbeck, doesn't find Hallenbeck, instead finds Ostrowski to the lane. And a charging call called on Ethan Ostrowski. The Everest bench cannot believe it. And we've got an injured Grant Urban, so we'll take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back as Urban gets helped off the court. For more than 50 years, V&H Automotive has been serving Marshfield and central Wisconsin with new Ford, Lincoln, and Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram trucks. Our professional staff of factory-trained sales associates, as well as parts and service personnel, are here to serve you 6 days a week. We're your neighborhood quick service experts. We provide all the services your car or truck needs most, including an in-depth vehicle checkup report on every visit. Visit us for friendly service and very competitive pricing. See V&H Automotive today. From the family at Nasonville Dairy, thank you for watching this presentation of live high school sports. Nasonville Dairy is over 125 years in the making and has been supporting Wisconsin sports for just as long. Nasonville Dairy supports 180 family farms throughout Wisconsin and is committed to supporting local dairy farmers and all the student athletes in central Wisconsin and beyond. NasonvilleDairy.com.
Cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmers Cheese, Pizza Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Friar, Seco, Parma, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Cafetieri, Cafla Graviera, as well as making some Gouda, Edam, and a little bit of Munster on occasion.
All right, we're back here at Bozen Fieldhouse. Here's the setup. Everest leads Marshfield 64-62. 57 seconds left. It'll be Marshfield ball when we come back. Grant Urban down on the court, and they're going to tend to him. It's going to be just a little bit. They're bringing out the air cast for Grant. Now, we don't want to assume anything. As a matter of fact, I don't know anything about the injury, so I won't even comment on what that could be. But they will be without Urban here for the rest of this game. I can safely say that. So, again, we'll take a look at what's happened here in the second half. We've had 3 Marshfield lead changes here in the second half. Now you can film. As we see Grant Urban being helped off the court here, as they're going to assist Grant back to the trainer's room. And gets a good round of applause here. Urban's had a nice night. He got 5 points on the night, hit 3 crucial free throws here in the second half to help Marshfield stay in the game. So where we left off, we had a Ethan Ostrowski charge, and as Urban was going up, caught up in that mix, came down and then landed in a certain way. He's got an injury there to his left leg, so we'll find out more about that in the days coming. But for now, we've got basketball to play. We've got 57.7 left. Marshfield down with the ball, 64-62. Meverton inbounds to Bowman, and Marshfield now underway. With the ball, down by 2. Everest looking for a stop here. A stop here would be big for Everest as they look to close out this game in the waning seconds. Anderson in the lane finds Bowman. Bowman all the way out to Miller. Miller eyed up a 3, didn't take it, dribbles around. Rigel now with the ball. Back to Miller. And we're 35 seconds now. Marshfield looking for a good shot here. They don't need a 3. 3 would put him in the lead, but certainly not something that's needed. They're looking to get the ball into Anderson. Anderson, though, a swarm runner. They finally do get the ball into him. He's fouled on the way up, though. Looked like Nielsen may have had a block, but Anderson fouled on the play. 23.8 seconds left. Anderson now with an opportunity to tie the game from the free throw line for Marshfield. Seth eyes up the first one here. Gets it up, and it's good. Anderson now with 29 on the night, and an even 30 would put his Tigers in a tie with the Evergreens. Seth dribbles it out, eyes it up, on the way, off the front of the rim, and good. So Seth now with 30 points, and we are all knotted up here at Bozen Company Fieldhouse, 64 all. And I'll say it one more time, tense moments are ahead in Marshfield. Boy, oh boy, pretty exciting game here. We knew we were going to be in for one. I just happened to think it'd be of a little bit different variety with DC Everest, Zion Turner out, didn't make the trip here today. It's been a little bit different variety as Brian Hollenbeck for Everest has risen to the occasion. He's got 30. He matches Seth Anderson's 30, and those two have dueled all game long. Hollenbeck does not cover Anderson on defense. Anderson, though, does cover Hollenbeck when the Tigers are on defense. So they have dueled on the offensive and defensive sides of the ball. And got a buzz here again at Boesen Fieldhouse as the home crowd now urging on their Tigers as the Evergreens now with the ball, and they're going to look to have a winning shot here as Hollenbeck brings it down the court around his back, and they'll set up from there. And they call a carry on Hollenbeck. A crucial turnover for DC Everest as Hollenbeck carries, turns it over, and Marshfield now with the ball with a chance to win. 18 seconds left. So just moments ago, Everest was in charge of this game. The ball and a chance to win. Now Marshfield with that privilege. And here we are, right in the thick of it. Under 10 seconds to go now. Anderson off to Meverden, right back to Anderson. Seth with the ball, 5 seconds in the lane, it's up. No good. And Hollenbeck with the full court to win, and it's good! It's good, Everest with the win. Brian Hollenbeck sent a half-court shot and takes Everest over Marshfield 67-64. Amazing shot by Hollenbeck as he dials up his 33rd point. His last three of the game is the game winner for the Evergreens. As the ball was in the air, game clock expired and goes through the net for the win. So Hollenbeck carries his team as it looked like they would be in trouble without Zion Turner, and instead they are in good hands with Brian Hollenbeck. And Everest collects the win and quickly races off to their locker room for celebration. We will take a quick commercial break and be back with final game stats in just a moment.
For almost 50 years, Abbey Bank has been providing financial services to local families and businesses. What makes us different? Our partnership with the communities we serve, helping families grow, helping business grow, and celebrating important moments. With new programs and facilities, support for our youth, and help for those most in need. Abbey Bank invests in its communities and gives back locally. With locations in Abbotsford, Appleton, Medford, Wausau, and Weston, we make banking about you. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
For more than 50 years, V&H Automotive has been serving Marshfield and central Wisconsin with new Ford, Lincoln, and Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram trucks. Our professional staff of factory-trained sales associates, as well as parts and service personnel, are here to serve you 6 days a week. We're your neighborhood quick service experts. We provide all the services your car or truck needs most, including an in-depth vehicle checkup report on every visit. Visit us for friendly service and very competitive pricing. See V&H Automotive today. From the family at Nasonville Dairy, thank you for watching this presentation of live high school sports. Nasonville Dairy is over 125 years in the making and has been supporting Wisconsin sports for just as long. Nasonville Dairy supports 180 family farms throughout Wisconsin and is committed to supporting local dairy farmers and all the student athletes in central Wisconsin and beyond. NasonvilleDairy.com.
Cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmers Cheese, Pizza Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Friar, Seco, Parma, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Cafflettieri, Cafla Graviera, as well as making some Gouda, Edam, and a little bit of Munster on occasion.
All right, we are back here after a very exciting finish to tonight's game. DC Everest on the hands of Brian Hollenbeck drills a three-pointer from half court with time expiring on the clock, and they take down the Marshfield Tigers 67-64 in a big-time shot by big-time Hollenbeck. Hollenbeck was on all night. He led all scorers tonight with 33. He had half of the Evergreen scoring tonight at 33 points. Other scoring for DC Everest, Ethan Ostrowski 16, Sam Nielsen 5, Ethan Stroik had 6, Alex Langseth, Jacob Carlson, and Josh Peterson all with 2. For Marshfield, in a losing effort, they are led again by Seth Anderson. He had 30 points tonight. Grant Urban 5, Isaac Meverden, Reed Miller each had 3, and Tommy Olson 2. So Marshfield scoring out of balance, certainly one way to put it. And then just an improbable shot from half court as Hollenbeck drills the three-pointer and sends his Evergreens over Marshfield and catapults his Evergreens into second place. Marshfield now losers of 3 of their past 4 as they head now into the final couple games of the season. And we'll look to pick up the pieces after a emotionally deflating loss such as that one is. So again, guys, Jason here with the Zaleski Sports Show. Thank you for watching this live Tri-Media presentation of high school sports. Again, your final score here in Marshfield, DC Everest 67, Marshfield 64, and we'll see you next time.